Hi, I'm Eric Dickerson. Welcome to Research Magazine. Today we're here at McBride Hall at the University of Iowa to speak to two biological anthropologists, Hanna Marsh and Josh Pulaski, who are searching for clues to the origins of bipedalism by comparing the ankle morphology of human beings and great apes.
Knuckle walking is locomotion on the dorsal aspect of your middle phalanges, these bones right here on this chimpanzee hand.
Which look like this in the flesh. The two fingers right in the two bones right here in the middle of your fingers. And they walk on the third and fourth digit of the hand.
So your middle finger and your ring finger. Knuckle walking is the form of locomotion practiced by the chimpanzees and the gorillas, our closest living relatives.
As they walk as a quadruped, they're going to put their hand square down on those two bones, and they're going to have their arms support a fourth of their weight. Because they're quadrupeds, they're using all four limbs. There are adaptations in the wrist specifically that really signal this kind of locomotion. Knuckle walkers and humans use their feet in the same fashion. They walk using the same motion. And we're going to talk about Plantigrady, which is what, in fact, humans do, and chimps and gorillas. Humans walk with what's called heel strike and toe off, which is part of Plantigrady. Heel strike is when you come in, as you put your foot on the ground, you first meet it with your heel. And then you put your entire flat foot on the ground as you move forward. And through that, you're going to transfer the weight from the heel strike along the lateral portion of the foot, the outside of the foot. Your weight is going to go across the ball of your foot, and as your weight moves forward and you proceed to heel strike with your other foot, you're going to toe off, which is pushing off with your big toe. Coincidentally, chimps and gorillas do the same thing. This is a chimp foot. They are also going to heel strike. They're going to put their calcaneus down first. And because of their divergent big toe, they're going to put the rest of their foot down. Their weight's going to transfer through just down the middle of their foot, and they're going to toe off using their four toes here, which are in alignment. So their other four toes, not the big one.
Previous research looked at the differences in the ankle morphology of the knuckle walking apes, the chimpanzees, and the gorillas versus the gibbons and the orangutans who do not knuckle walk. And they actually found 6 indices involving measurements of these two bones, the talus and the calcaneus, which actually separated out the knuckle-walking great apes, the chimpanzees and the gorillas, from the other two apes, the gibbons who brachiate and the orangutans who kind of fist walk when they're on the ground. And so we became interested in seeing if you could use those same indices to kind of separate out bipeds. Would bipeds who also engage in plantigrady look very similar in those indices to the knuckle-walking great apes, the chimpanzees and the gorillas, which would imply some sort of shared ancestry in terms of locomotion? Or would they look completely different, in which case it may be that the plantigrady in humans is simply a convergence and just a coincidence that they share the same form of locomotion in that respect as the chimpanzees and the gorillas.
Here we have the trochlea of the talus, which is this portion of the talus here. This is the lateral projection of the talus. It articulates with the fibula. We also have we measured the length of the calcaneus, the breadth of the heel specifically, and the 3 superior calcaneal facets. As you can see, one here, there's one here, and one here.
Our research seems to indicate that while there are some differences in the overall foot morphology between a knuckle walker and a biped, in the ankle region is actually mostly the same. So we have a similar ankle morphology or similar relationship between the talus and the calcaneus that you see in knuckle walkers and chimpanzees and gorillas. This indicates that our plantigrady is the same and is most likely indicative of the fact that we also passed through a knuckle walking phase. And this was advantageous because the knuckle walking ankle already has several pre-adaptations to being a biped. You've already designed a stable ankle with a heel that's designed to take weight. And so when you become a biped, you only have to deal with changes in the front of the foot and not in the rear of the foot, as opposed to if you went from, say, a baboon foot, you would have to develop a heel that can bear weight and those same changes in the front of the foot. With a knuckle walking ankle, half your work is already done for you.
Thank you for joining us this week on Research Magazine. Join us again next week for another encounter with graduate students at the cutting edge of their fields in the sciences and humanities.